brand new evolutions, battles against the Elite Four, and the shocking reveal of the true villain's identity. Here's what's happening in Pokemon Horizons. Episode 51, Thorny Floragato, the mysterious flower pillar. Liko, Roy, and Dot must now complete a Pokemon report before returning to the Academy. While Dot does some research and Roy chases a killer Wattrel for his, nice foreshadowing by the way, Liko is busy neglecting Floragato. That's right everyone, this is a jealousy episode, cause everybody loves those, right? Because Liko's so worried about the helpless Hatenna and the annoying Terapagos, she unfortunately keeps overlooking her most important Pokemon. Floragato's frustrations then manifest itself by making her fur get all prickly. But after hearing about a mysterious flower pillar that is said to bring happiness, Liko thinks that'll be a great way to cheer her up. Too bad Terapagos gets lost. Man, I swear, Terapagos is my least favorite part about this episode. This Pokemon was meant to be the focal point of the previous arc and basically did nothing and is only useful to get lost and cause more trouble. Like, come on, man, do something! All that being said though, I enjoyed this for the most part, cause Liko too ends up getting lost, so Floragato takes up her role of watching the two goofballs. So now she has a little taste of what Liko has to deal with. Now it turns out that Liko was in a Toad School's domain expansion, so Floragato gets ready to throw hands. Liko's able to calm her down though, enduring the pain from her fur until it softens. And eventually they're able to see that mysterious flower pillar that actually ends up being Toad School's flap peelings. Well, that's gross. Overall, I get what they were going for in this episode, but I wasn't really feeling it. It's meant to focus on strengthening the bond between Liko and Floragato, but we've gotten like 3 of these already in the span of like 10 episodes. I think we get the point. It's also annoying when Liko says in the end that she learned more about Floragato. Learned what? That her fur gets prickly when she's mad? When you think about it, Liko never actually acknowledges why Floragato was mad to begin with. They make up because of completely different circumstances. Not because Liko realized she was neglecting her. So much for being someone who wants to understand the feelings of Pokemon. This episode's rating is a 4 out of 10. Episode 52, Wattrel, High Wind Warning. So it looks like the anime finally remembered that Roy got a Wattrel. While the group continues to study Pokemon for their school reports, Wattrel struggles to fly against the strong winds. Roy finds a Capsicid and tries to feed it some berries provided by Fuecoco, and of course Wattrel gets jealous and tries to help, but fails. Now, although we just had a jealousy type of episode, it's actually pretty fitting for Wattrel. It's not really a bad thing at all. He's always kind of got beef with Fuecoco, so this is more justifiable here. This even leads to Wattrel doing some night training on its own, as although it's gotten better at flying, strong winds have always discouraged it, so he's working to overcome that fear. And speaking of fear, Roy's song to cheer up Wattrel gets the attention of Ryme. She was a great addition to the episode. Although brief, her involvement was perfect, as she can speak a thing or two about fear, or more like rap. This definitely helped with Wattrel's confidence, and Roy even uses that same rap to save Capsicid later on. Ryme also makes mention of this unworldly creature, and I'm not really sure what that's about. Anyways, later on, Wattrel's all depressed, and Roy comes across a scared Capsicid on the edge of a dangerous cliff. This Capsicid has been a recurring Pokemon for this episode, as Roy wants to make it the subject of his report, so it was interesting to see what we learn about it, like how he shoots out spicy seeds, and seeing Roy and Fuecoco's reaction to it. After protecting the Capsicid, it's now up to Wattrel to bring it up to safety, and this is where it truly overcomes its fear. And after successfully getting the job done, Roy falls off the cliff instead, causing Wattrel to evolve in order to save him. This was a satisfying evolution, as the once small Wattrel turned into a large and confident killer Wattrel. Its development kind of feels like a mix of Lash's Noivern and Talonflame, which is pretty neat. In the end, although Capsicid leaves, which is a shame cause I really felt like Roy would have caught it, he does walk away with a brand new killer Wattrel. This experience is actually perfect for his report. Now if only someone recorded it. This episode's rating is a 7 out of 10. Episode 53, Hatenna and the Unworldly. Following Ryme's rumor, our trio are on the hunt for the unworldly Pokemon. Along the way, however, they end up meeting their doppelgangers. This part is so funny, cause these trainers are straight up dollar store Liko, Roy, and Dot. Although, am I the only one who actually prefers new Dot than the original Dot? When she has her hair put back and you can see her face, she actually looks pretty cool, but I've just never really been a fan of the Cherub cut. Anyways, at first I thought these 3 were meant to be a quick gag since they dipped so early into the episode, but their appearance actually plays a big part. We learned that not only did they encounter the Unworldly, but along the way, fake Liko uses a vine to fix her bag, which was actually important to this pack of Mankey and Primeape. And because they look so much like the main cast, the Pokemon end up targeting the real Liko, Roy, and Dot. This was a pretty clever way of introducing the conflict. On top of this, they have to deal with the unworldly Pokemon, a ferocious Annihilate. This Pokemon was a huge threat, as not even the combined efforts of our heroes was enough to stop them. However, Hatenna's empathy allows her to realize what's causing them to be upset, leading to the trio to work together to come up with a solution. Turns out the vine that fake Liko broke was what the Pokemon used to cross the river where their food was, so now they built a new bridge for them to do so. Man, shout out to Hatenna in this episode. Although she's not really in on the action, she shines by being the emotional support of the group and sensing the true conflict in situations like this. Actually, I spoke too soon, because once Pokemon start fighting each other, because of a dumb rock plot device, Hatenna steps up by evolving and absolutely pulverizing them. Now, although this was a great moment for her, I did feel like it was a little random, especially since the main plot of the episode was basically resolved. Feels like they just created a last-minute conflict for Hatenna to resolve again, when this could have been done earlier in the episode during the actual fighting. So unfortunately, it does take away a bit from the original resolution. Overall though, I still enjoyed this episode, and it was great to see Hattrem get some much needed development. This episode's rating is a 7 out of 10. Episode 54, The Eternal Blessing. As the group heads back to Naranja Academy, they are reunited with Anne. It's great to see how seamlessly she fits in and interacts with everyone. I like how this time together allows Anne to recognize how much Liko has grown since her days in the Indigo Academy. While these interactions are enjoyable, however, the episode's main focus is on Freed and Captain Pikachu. During this middle phase of the Terrestrial assessment, we get a chance to progress the main plot, as Freed is currently investigating Terrapagos. He questions Liko and Roy about their past encounters with Lucius's hero Pokemon and the appearance of a pink mist, suspecting a connection with the Eternal Blessing, a research subject at his previous job. This part of the episode is fascinating, as it dives into Freed's past before he met Captain Pikachu. We learned that Freed previously worked for Exceed, a company dedicated to improving the lives of people in Pokemon. During his return, we meet his old boss and a former colleague, and even see his old workspace in a stuffy lab. Honestly, after seeing Freed's old life, it's pretty clear why he left. This man did not fit at all. This actually just makes us respect Freed even more for pursuing something he's passionate about. The research project is shrouded in secrecy, with even the company's director knowing little about it, and it seems like Freed's investigation leads him into sinister territory when he's confronted by some guard Pokemon. When Freed finally does reach the Eternal Blessing, which was actually taken by Spinel, we learn of its true name, Rockrium, the same material the explorers are after. This revelation makes things much more interesting, suggesting that Freed's old company had ties with the explorers all along. This development raises so many questions, like what is Rockrium's connection to Terrapagos? Why do the explorers want it? And what is Spinel up to? Cause clearly he's acting without the other explorers' knowledge. The episode also delivers a major reveal. We get a proper look at Gibeon, who was revealed to be Amethio's grandfather. This is mind-blowing and explains Amethio's motivations, establishing him as the heir of the explorers and setting him up for more importance in the future. This episode's rating is an 8 out of 10. Episode 55, Showdown, the Paldea Elite Four. We are back at Naranja Academy, and with everyone's reports turned in, Calvel organizes exhibition battles against the Paldean Elite Four. This was a great way to see them in action, as well as the Paldean Gym Leaders. The students who face the Gym Leaders in their basic test will now team up with them for tag battles against the Elite Four. The first matchup is Dot and Iono versus Poppy, and I have mixed feelings about this battle. On one hand, it was great to see the strength of an Elite Four member. Poppy was impressive at the start and gave her opponents a lot of trouble, especially Dot. As a gym leader, Iono was able to hold her own a bit more, and it was great to see Iono create opportunities for Dot to succeed, and Dot eventually does do better, and even comes up with a strategy to activate Bellybolt's Electromorphosis ability. It was a great nod to their previous battle. And also, the mid-air terrestrialization of Quaxly was awesome. We haven't seen anything like that before. Although the clash between Tinkaton and Quaxly didn't end the battle, which I appreciate for its realism, I wasn't thrilled with how easily Caparajah went down after Bellybolt's attack, considering he barely took damage. Despite being powered by Dot's strategy, Caparajah's easy loss made Poppy look weak in the end, which is disappointing for an Elite Four member. I think it would have been better if Poppy won, to highlight her strength despite her age. That's literally the whole point of the character. The second battle was Roy and Brassius versus Hassel, and this one was a whole lot better. And unlike the Poppy fight, Hassel's strength is not undermined. He was actually a threat to Roy and Brassius thanks to Baxcalibur's thermal exchange ability. And even when Roy and Brassius come up with countermeasures, Hassel still powers through and makes their strategies his own. Just look at the final clash when they're able to come up with an amazing combination, yet Hassel outshines them both. This truly felt like a battle between artists, almost reminiscent of a contest battle. In the end, Hassel does win, as he should, but he also doesn't make Roy look like a complete joke. He did pretty well out there, he's just not on the level of the Elite Four yet. This is exactly how Dot's battle should have been handled, and I can only hope that they give Liko something similar in her upcoming battle against Rika. This episode's rating is a 7 out of 10. Episode 56, Liko vs Rika, Beyond the Battle. It's now time for Liko and Katie's battle against Rika. From the start, Rika can tell that Liko is nervous, so she takes a moment before the battle to help loosen her up, even asking Liko what her main goal in the battle is, aside from winning. This was a strong start to the episode, as it excellently characterizes Rika and sets up Liko's development in this fight. Now during the battle, Terapagos gets lost. What? Okay, it's not that bad, cause this leads to Dot meeting Penny. Seeing these two interact is just perfect, and makes total sense. Now if only someone hadn't already beaten them to the punch with that. This part is important as Penny is suspicious of Charles, who just randomly spawned in the school's database. This leads to Dot noticing her reading the Scarlet Book, which gets the attention of Terapagos because of, you know, if you've played the DLC. This is a great way to set up some of the Terapagos lore, and I say that very loosely. Back to Liko's battle, it's clear that she's the star, while Katie plays a more supportive role. Although Rika's going easy, she targets Floragato. This ties back to the question Rika posed at the beginning. What is Liko's goal here? The answer is that Liko should immerse herself in the battle. She needs to truly get into it to have fun and sync up with her partner, instead of overthinking things like she usually does. What's awesome is that even before Liko comes to this realization, we get a glimpse of it from Katie. Once her low kicks is poisoned, Katie decides to stop holding back and gives it her all against Rika. Low kicks goes absolutely wild for a brief moment, and even activates his swarm ability. This just amplified my love for low kicks, and even made me respect Katie a bit more. She's so cool. Back to Liko though, once low kicks is out, the pressure is really on. But because she's fully into the battle, Floragato learns acrobatics. In the end, both Liko and Rika have an epic terrestrialization clash. And although Liko loses— wait, why are you crying? Okay, all jokes aside, this is pretty valid. This is the first time she truly immersed herself in a battle, so the loss stings a lot more because of how much she enjoyed it. But the bright side is that now Liko walks away with a new outlook on battles, something that her friends noticed right away. This also gets the attention of Grusha, which is a great tease for their eventual battle. Overall, this was a fantastic episode that truly developed Liko further. Now all she really needs is an actual win to cement her growth as a trainer. This episode's rating is a 9 out of 10.